Good morning. Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, on my live feeds or my videos, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Good morning. Happy Friday. I hope you are all doing very well. For our friends in the US, I hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. It's been a great week. It's been a lot of energy this week. I'm sure many of you have been feeling that energy that's just been kind of floating around, a lot of processing going on, a lot of acknowledging, a lot of letting go. There's a lot of shedding. There's a lot of working through some things. Joe Smith, hi, Lana, and everyone from the UK. Hello there from the UK. Good to have you all here coming on. Excuse me, sorry. I did an amazing event last night for Hospice of Waterloo. It was my last platform group event for 2024. It was absolutely magical. We raised $4,500 for hospice, and it was a large group. There was over 90 people there. I think there was 94 people there. And I just want to give a shout out to all my volunteers who were incredible. I work with the most amazing people, and the most amazing people land on my path, and it's just absolutely magical. I just want to let you all know how much I appreciate every single one of you. You all have brought something to me on this journey this year, and it's absolutely delicious. The messages last night, Spirit had an intense, it was intense sense of humor, and so much healing. And the event was called Healing from Heaven is what the theme was last night, and it was so moving. It was so moving, and there were times where the evidential mediumship, as always, was just jaw dropping. I love it so much. I love what I do, and it was fantastic last night. I didn't feel as I call it a hangover, spirit hangover. I had no spirit hangover. I slept very well. I had no physical body stuff going on. Sometimes I feel my body afterwards quite intensely. I didn't have any of that last night, so I was very grateful. Or this morning, I didn't have any of that, so I'm always grateful when that kind of doesn't happen, because quite often it does. All right, you guys, ask the medium. I'm early. Yes, I am early because I don't have a whole lot of time this morning. I do have to get to an in-person session, and I also have to return some sound equipment that I had to rent last night. So welcome. Let's see where our questions are. Good morning. It's good to see all you guys. So let's drop in some Ask the Medium. I'll just wait for a couple questions to land in the chat here. I also just want to talk about the energy over the weekend. There's a breathing that we kind of need to do, some big deep breaths, some breathing exercises. I feel like this year has been quite bumpy for many, a lot of healing this year. So if you are struggling a little bit, give yourself an opportunity to really breathe this weekend. Just take your time and try and find that magic. Try and look for it the best that you can. Shia went to Grandpa's last night in the hospital and gave him a doodle drawing. I made him. It sounds so funny that you say it as a 23-year-old, but he loved it. I love that so much. Let's see where we need to go. I'm just going to scroll up, make sure I didn't miss any questions here. Tropical Empress and Spirit. Hi, beautiful Atlanta. Hello, darling. Does my parents have any messages for me? Absolutely. One thing that's coming through immediately is this tightness. I feel like they've come in really tight. Like I literally can't move my body. They're holding you really tight, and in a way of support, in a way, but there's also this big push of moving forward. They're also showing me like this big leap of faith. So, are you working on something that's going to require a leap of faith? And I don't feel like it's that far off. I feel like you're coming into it quite close. I feel like you're either thinking about it or working towards it. There's something, and they're just encouraging you to leap, that you're safe to leap. So there's something there with that's coming up for you with this leap. I also feel like I've got to treat myself. I feel like I just need a little bit of TLC. They're showing me my sign for self-care. So just make sure that you're giving yourself those moments. And it literally can be seconds in a day. It doesn't have to be great big long things, but I feel like they're saying treat yourself, acknowledge yourself, support yourself, because we're supporting you. Hope that resonates there with you. Fran, I'm sorry I missed last night. Absolutely no apology, friend. You are so supportive of me and have attended many of my events, and I'm always grateful for that. And I felt your love anyway, my dear. And I hope you know how loved and supported that you are. Spring, any messages from my spirit guides this morning? Spring, I feel number one, there's a lot of cheering. Number two, there's a lot of support. Number three, I feel like I've got to slow down my thoughts a little bit, just a little bit of slowing down. I feel like the thoughts either have been coming at you a lot, and it feels like the last 48 hours. Like I feel like it's just been the last day or two. I feel like I've got to say what's out of your control, let go. And I know you know that, and we all know that, but there's just something spicy with that I really feel like I need to say. Just whatever's not in your control, really acknowledge it. It's not in my control. I can't change it. It's not mine. I need you to send love and healing to it and let it go. If that makes sense there to you, Miss Spring. Windows wants to do an update. No, thank you. No, thank you. Let's just close that for now. Joe Smith, any messages from my husband, please? So I feel like I've got to acknowledge. So I don't know if you've been struggling to feel spirit signs from him, or if it's been like I can't feel him lately, because I suddenly have he's pushing in all this magic, all this magical feeling. He's like I can see the snow kind of falling on me with the magic, looking into the magic of things. And he's also saying, don't another don't be so hard on yourself message. Don't be so hard on yourself. So if you've been struggling on being really hard on yourself, am I doing enough? Am I good enough? There's this whole piece of absolutely, you are. He's also pulling on my ear, and when spirit does that, it's my sign for I'm hearing you. So if you've been asking him to come closer, I've been asking to hear him. He's hearing you, and he is trying to connect. I'm also curious if you've had any kind of buzz or anything going on in your ear. And I can feel like this buzz or pressure in my ear. He's trying to reach out to you with more of a physical. There's a physical element to him that he's trying to reach out. So watch for little things, Joe. Like what was that brushed against me? What was that touched my hair? What was that? I just feel like there's a real turn up with the physical evidential contact from him. So just kind of remember that I can feel him like leaning. I can feel like, if you have like a heavy on your arm, it's him. He's trying to reach out physically. There's a physical contact there. uh, if I have a baby, will it help bring healing between me and my man? Am I even healthy enough to have one? I'm 37 now, and the past 7 years was wasted by his past alcohol issues and others sabotaging us. Do you see our baby? Okay, so I've got to scratch at this a little bit. So I feel like with this, I do feel that there's a baby. I do feel that you're healthy enough, but I do feel a bit of a pause. I feel like there's a little bit more healing that is going to be worked through, because I don't feel the baby as the pull together. I feel it as, a connection. Absolutely. Do I feel like it would, bring some strength? Absolutely. But I don't feel that as a healing tool. And I feel like there's a bit more healing that I kind of need to navigate through. And I also feel like I need to say to you, Easy Puff, it's okay if you decide not to have a baby. I feel like I have to say that it's okay. Like I don't like. There's a little bit of I have to unwire some programming there. You know, having a family is glorious, having children is glorious, but it's not a fixer, if that makes sense there to you. I don't feel like that's going to fix or help. I feel like there's a little bit more healing, and it doesn't, I feel like there's been so much healing already. And I just feel like there's just a little pinch. It's like the spirit just gives me like this little pinch of continued healing. And then I feel you're going to be more ready. And I feel like you're struggling with, am I ready to do this? Is that there's a readiness that's just not quite. I'm kind of pushing a little bit with that. I'm not quite ready there, if that makes sense. And it could also connect to your partner. Yes, Lana, was a restless night of sleep. Thank you. You're very welcome. Any messages from me from my brother this morning? I literally got this this great big smile went from ear to ear. And he's trying to give you this adjustment. It's kind of interesting. He's trying to give you this adjustment. I feel, and he's shown me that you've worked really hard on your growth and your healing, and he's just kind of giving you that tweak. So I feel like Do you feel like there's something missing or something that you're not connecting to with your spiritual growth? Because he's literally like just one little crack. And I feel it's the trust. I asked him what that crack was, and it was the trust. And I feel like you're coming into that. I feel like you're coming into that crack of I'm going to trust just a little bit more. And I love that so much. Shannon, do my guides have any messages for me today? I literally had a pen just got put in my hand. I really feel like I need to kind of like channel a little bit of I'm going to use the word affirmations or what you need to hear. They're trying to connect with you with what you need to hear, and they're showing me to pick up a pen, or you can do it this way. It's whatever whatever you feel works best for you. I also feel like there's a light of hope there, and I just Shannon, they just literally lit a candle with this light of hope. I feel like it's getting brighter and brighter as I connect with you here on the channel. It's just glowing and glowing and glowing, and it's getting bigger and bigger. Sit with a candle and just try and feel that energy, feel that hope, feel that guidance. There's like this flame, there's like a flame energy there with that some perhaps it'll be what you really connect with, perhaps it'll kind of get you into that space. It's just this beautiful flame, and there's a lot of light. And so I don't know if you've been struggling with not seeing the light or not feeling the light or not knowing where to go, but there's this beautiful light that's just kind of been ignited there. Magical lighter disappeared. Lindsay, I'm having a lot of anxiety about my living situation. My landlords are challenging. I don't know when and where to move, rent, or to try to buy. Any guidance around this, Lindsay? As much as I felt the anxiety. I felt your anxiety with this. I also felt pushed. So I feel like absolutely the time to move is kind of presenting itself, but I don't feel it as in a bad way or a negative way. I feel it in a better way. I feel like there's a better place. There's a better opportunity. There's a better. It just feels like it's like step into something better. And I also have to lift off. I don't feel a whole lot of pressure financially. So if you're worried about finances, I feel like you're going to find something that suits your income situation. And it feels very light, and it feels very I feel like there's cuteness there too. I feel like it almost has like I don't want to use the word Victorian, but like an older style place because I can see like an older trim, like that. I don't know what era I'm looking at, but the trim work is very detailed. I also feel like I need to encourage you to look at both options because I feel like there's something surprising with purchasing there. I don't either the prices are a little bit lower than what you thought. I feel like I have to say you need to kind of dabble in both a little bit and just kind of like take a good look and weigh out your options. But I feel like the challenging energy is trying to push you into something better. I don't I can't settle into where you're at, but I feel like staying where you're at, but I feel like I have to say this is a good push. This is a challenge that's trying to take you somewhere different. And I feel like it's time and I feel like by springish early summer, so maybe June-ish. Lindsay, just remember that I said it. It's like all the pieces of this all kind of like land together. So I need to kind of like start looking, start checking things out, go to an open house or two, or go look at other rental units. You don't have to make a move right away, but I feel like I feel like I have to say go and experience that and kind of lift off that anxiety of the challenge. This is more of a push and something new and something better that's going to serve you. And spirit will quite often do that, and our guides will quite often do that. Well, people will say, I don't understand why this is so difficult. I don't understand why this is coming up for me now. And quite often, almost always, it's about something better coming. It's about the timeline has is coming to an end, and they're trying to get you to have a little bit of motivation there. Closing some doors and feeling lighter, but the neck is still sore. Andy, I'm really connecting that neck. I mean, I know as always, if you feel it's medical, please see a medical practitioner. I feel it's just that last piece of tethered to the stress and the trauma that you've been kind of going through. I feel like it's that last piece, that last cord to cut, it's just that last push, that final letting go. And I also feel like Mandy, I feel like it's that connection. I feel once you kind of break through this, that I feel like that overthinking and that deeper knowing, that deeper level of trust. I feel like it's once that releases from your neck, you're going to find an incredible pathway to less overthinking, more of that knowing, and a deeper trust, if that makes sense. Um, Sorry, you guys. The hat is back. Yes. So I got up this morning. It was lightly snowing for the second morning in a row, and I thought, oh, it's time to put on my little hat. We've both wanted children together for a long time, but there's so many problems and situation. Does my man still want a baby with me, or I too much of a problem? I don't feel like anybody's a problem. I don't feel like either one of you is a problem. I don't feel that at all. I feel like we're just working on that last piece of healing. It's that last piece of letting go. It's that last step. It's that it's that we're always working on our healing, but I mean from the old stuff. I feel like it's the last step in that letting go space. Lindsay, yeah, I'm really scared to break my lease because I can't afford to pay for two places. I'm scared to approach my landlords about breaking it because they're being so awful. So give that to spirit. Maybe the landlords will break the lease. Maybe just kind of like give that over to spirit and just start being a vibrational match to a positive moving space. So just kind of like put that down. You don't have to approach them right now. You don't have to make any moves right now. But I feel like I have to say, give that choice to them if they want to break the lease, and maybe that'll come out to your advantage. Maybe just kind of leave that piece and just start being a vibrational match, Lindsay, to something new coming in for your highest good. So just kind of put that piece down. You don't have to make a move yet anyway, so give that to them. Just, oh, that's going over there. I'm going to be a vibrational match for something better, and just start getting playful. Start, like I said, start looking, attend a few open houses. Just start it that way. We can shift the energy. We can, when we put down the fear and we just say, okay, I'm open to receive new living accommodations, and then be a vibrational match to that. We have to be a vibrational match for what we're asking for, and we have to trust the timeline. And that is the hardest part of being human. Even for me, I've been like, I want it right now. And spirit's like, just wait. You'll understand why it's not coming in right now. Just trust and just be a vibrational match. Just trust. And we really want what we want right now. And we struggle with this whole, oh, it's been a year or it's been this long. We struggle with that because we are living in the timeline. And spirit is not. They're like, if you just hold off. And I can tell you so many incredible moments where I've literally threw up my hands and went, thank gosh I did. Thank goodness I didn't push against that. I understand why now. I understand. I get it. But in the moment, we don't. So just kind of say, you know what? I feel this move coming. The landlords can deal with the whole breaking the lease part right now. And I'm going to be a vibrational match and start looking for things. Even if you're looking online, Lindsay, you don't have to go out and look. You can just look online. Look at things online. Many real estate places post like open houses online or images online or rentals online. Just start opening up to receive that a little bit. Um, Hello, Lana. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well, thank you. I have received some learnings from my angels in the past few days. Where did that go? Sorry. I lost my spot. Sorry, you guys. So, received some learning from my angels the last few days, and I'm working hard to change a few of my habits. Any messages from my guides regarding the same? I feel like you're doing really well, and I feel like I have to say, it's easy to go back to old habits and old patterns, and I feel like your awareness is huge, and they're applauding you for that. I feel like I have to say, I don't know if you're projecting ahead in time a lot right now, right here, right now, the whole just for today, just for today, just for today. I feel like I've got to come back into that because I feel like sometimes you get pulled too far future wise. And then I feel like this overwhelm, Amandeep. I feel like become very overwhelmed with, I have all this work to do and there's still this and I did that. Right now, this is the effort that I'm putting in, and my efforts, I'm doing my best. I feel like I've got to lean into that a little bit. Marie, Lana, I have a question. Why is it that some people, when they die and come back, they say they saw all black as if there's nothing after you die? I can only share from my perspective. There was, and I think it depends on how long that they were over in that dimension when they had their experience with death or out of body. When I had my out of body experience, it was dark for a moment, and I felt like it was that transition space. Then it became very, very bright. I'm not sure why, and I would never, I don't, because I haven't had that experience, and I haven't had any people, anyone share that experience with it being all dark. But I feel when I ask spirit, I feel like there's that space between here and there that there's that moment where they may not see that white light, and I don't feel like there is a particular reason for it. I also feel that, and this is what they're sharing with me, this is actually kind of cool. I also feel that sometimes with that experience with death, if they are not meant to go all across all the way over, that's that send back. They're showing me it's like that send back space. Back you go. I hope that makes sense. That was something that I had to tap into because I haven't had that experience there. Fran, I'm feeling very disconnected. Does my mom have anything for me? Fran, she's holding your hand. And and when we kind of navigate through some of the hard stuff, we do feel that disconnected. We do feel that, and it's not, it's that space of, why is this happening? This is really hard. If spirit's forgotten about me, my angels and guides aren't helping. When we get into the the deep hard spot, when we get into that space where we cannot see the light right now, it's us, and we go into that space because spirit is always around and supporting, and she's holding your hand through this. She's holding your hand as you walk step by step. She's holding you, she's walking, she's literally got a tight grip too, by the way, literally like squeezing. She's holding your hand through this. But when we struggle, and fair enough, we go through some really hard stuff, we can't often connect to the light. We can't, or the lighter end of it, or seeing the end of the light at the end of the tunnel, because we're immersed in such hard stuff. And remember, we are human, and us humans, we have a hard time. When it's tough. When it's easy, it's easy, right? We're good, we're in alignment, it's good. But when it's really tough, we struggle with that because we're having the human experience. They do not judge that. If we're having our hard time, or we're having our temper tantrum, like, where is everybody? They don't judge that. They come in closer and they hold us through it. And Fran, you are going to get to the other side of this, and there's going to be a lot of support and a lot of guidance along the way. But it's a very normal human thing to feel that disconnection, because it's so hard here when we're going through it. Sometimes we can't even wrap our head about, why am I learning this, or why are they learning this? Why is my loved one learning this? And we're navigating through that. I also feel, and just, pick this up if you want, or leave it here, Fran. There's something with the situation that you're going through, that it's going to help you down the road, help others. I feel like this is, and you're like, I don't want to be the teacher of this one. I feel you, but I feel like there's going to be something from this that you're going to take, that is going to have an immense impact on other people. There's It's like you're going to change something here. It's like an advocate. It's like, it feels like your voice, and is going to really impact things at the other side of this. There's something that you're going to change. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, and remember that I said it, and know that you're not alone. And much love to you. Lana, oh my God, the timing, you just said it exactly, when my lease ends. Thank you for this. And timing key made me give a sigh of relief. Okay, so Lindsay, remember, that's not that far ahead. That's not that far away. Like, we're coming into December. June is not that far away. And if that's when your lease is ending, for me, that is intense validation that this is going to work out for you. Okay, well, here we go. Why are spirit not allowing me to sleep? I woke up with the sensation of people standing around me the other night, or am I being abducted by aliens? That's you're not being abducted by aliens. Maybe a visit by the aliens. Okay, it's not uncommon. And let's have a couple questions. That's what she said. I feel like you're working on your spiritual growth and your connection. I feel like you've been kind of like asking for more, wanting to, it feels like self-teaching. It feels like I'm working on wanting more to connect. And because when we're sleeping or trying to sleep, our brain is quiet. And I just had this conversation with the group that was at the event last night. When we're in that space, it's easier for spirit or energies to come in to have a chat with us. What really helps, and is taking some time before you go to bed and say, okay, what do I need to know? Do a little meditation, or put in some meditation music, and allow yourself to feel and hear and know. Once you've completed that, Be very clear with your spirit boundaries. They know, unless it is an emergency, I am not available between usually around 10 o'clock at night until I get up to do my meditation. That is a hard boundary with spirit and I. And it's kind of like we have to teach them when we're open and when we're not. So and I don't have it anymore, but I used to have like a cover on my, like a piece of paper next to my light switch, and I used to literally like turn off the spirit dimensions. I would try turning off the spirit dimensions before you go to bed, and just really, and if you still wake up, I'm not available. I'm not available. Usually with boundaries, they're really, really good at keeping them. But I feel like it's also part of us with, okay, we're quieting our mind and we're not disconnecting. I have to make sure that I'm completely disconnected from the spirit dimensions when I'm not available. Okay. Hope that helps there. That was a great question, by the way. Kitty, Kitty Mama. Oh, I like that. My friend told me about your channel last night. Happy to hear you're live. Thank you very much for joining us. And thank your friend for sharing. Wes, hi Lana, you look so cozy. Any messages from me, or is it still the same from last time? Wes, I feel like it's very, very, very similar. I feel like I like there's something with this new space, new energy. I feel like I have to just say it's all gonna work out and just snuggle into it. Snuggle in and embrace the change. All right, let's see here. Look at you guys chatting with one another. I love it. We all go on our own journey, own way. No one can force or change that for you. Only you can. Absolutely, Shy. So no matter what other people try to do, it doesn't have to stand in your way. And I just want to add to that is, I always take a look at what people are trying to teach me to. And sometimes, it can be I'm learning patience. I need to learn to get back in my own lane. Perhaps I'm learning how to stand in my truth. Perhaps, sometimes, things will pop up and it's like, I really need to get over here I go. And there's always a learning space. So I always tap into, okay, what are they showing me that I need to learn? I always kind of like add that into there. I add that into that, I'm learning here, and so are they. But you're right. People don't have to stand in our way, but quite often there's a lesson that we're learning too. Or sometimes we're the teacher and teaching them something. And it might be boundaries, it might be, strength. And sometimes it's just I wish you well on your journey. And sometimes things pop up where it's like they're meant to go this way and I'm meant to go that way. And the spirit dimensions are just showing it to me. Strict 99. When my wife and I met, things felt so comfortable, like we knew each other. Years later, or love is strong and amazing. We both feel like we had a past life together. What is your thoughts on that? Absolutely. So a past life connection has a very unique feeling. It often not always, but often it's that instant. There you are. I've known you for. There you are. And it's very comfortable, and it just has a bit of a different flavor to it, and it's a deep knowing. Quite often most past life connections are very, very deep knowing. I just know, and even with past life connections, the rules are quite often different. And I feel strict 99 with this one. I feel like the roles were different. Like you were opposite, so your wife was the husband, and you were the wife. And I feel like you both, this is kind of interesting. I feel like you both lived like a very long, long lifetime together. Like I feel like he's lived longer, like well into your elder years together. I can literally see is like, and I also feel there's like I don't want to use the word Western, but it does have that feel, like that small little community. Like it just has that Western kind of dirt kind of feel to it. I'm trying to describe it the best that I can that I'm seeing it. That like it just feels like that dirt kind of kind of feel to it. I also feel that you were a business owner at that in that timeline. So I'm curious if you're self-employed now, or if you're in a leadership role, because that quite often, not always, but sometimes that comes forward as well. We do have similar roles, or if one of you is more of a leader than the other. Because I feel like there was like this leadership in it does feel like business to me. I hope that resonates there with you, and thank you very much, Strict 99, for posting your question. Uh, Rachel, congratulations, Strick. I learned my boyfriend is my twin flame, and everything about us made so much sense. It's a profound connection I cherish so much. It is quite awesome, you know. And with that soulmate, with that past life connection, it can also be in friendships, right? It can also be um outside of the romantic relationships. How many of you have friends that you just know that there was some kind of deep past life connection that you had? You helped each other before, and quite often the agreement to come back and together to help each other. Like, I've got a few people in my life that I'm not romantically involved in, that I just know that we helped each other before, and the roles have reversed. We're helping, like, they're helping me or I'm helping them. And it's just a deep, deep connection, that deep sense of knowing. It's almost like you can't even understand it, like, or you can't even translate it. You know what I mean? It can also be with our pets. We can also have past life with our pets, and they can be our children before, we can be their children before. It's a deep, deep feeling. It has the best way I can explain it is it usually has that there you are. Now, I just want to add, and this doesn't, I just want to have a sip of my tea here. I got a bit of a tickle in my throat. I've been talking a lot lately, so it's probably why. Um, I also have to just kind of add in there, and it doesn't necessarily mean this is for anybody that asked me about past lives. Even past life connections in this lifetime, they're not always lifetime. So they can be, you can meet someone from a past life, or the soulmate connect connection, and it may not be for the entire journey here. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, you guys. All right, guys, it's 9 o'clock, and I got to get to Cambridge. Set some intentions. My voice needs a break. Sorry, you guys. This is a strong divine message urging you to hold on to hope, trust, and faith, as these qualities determine the outcome of your current situation. Hope, trust, and faith. I love that, and I think a few of you needed to hear that. I need to do one more. 290. Your divine life purpose to source energy is will, and it will, and sorry, let me try that again. Your divine life purpose is source energy's will, and it is right for you to focus your time and energy upon this purpose. So when you think about if you're questioning if you're on the right path, you're guided. You are being guided. You're on the right path. You're being guided. Kitty, we think we both felt an instant connection. Absolutely. Love it. What's that? What do we need to hear? Let's just focus on that for a moment. What does the group need to hear? Leopard, take some time in solitude, preferably in nature, for a full day. Be sure to pace yourself by providing times of rest and play during any intense cycles. Whatever goal you're pursuing, do not reveal too much about it until it's completed, or this may interfere with its achievement. I'm big on that. I am big on that. I am big on not sharing any goals until I'm well into it. If that makes sense to you guys, you'll be able to foresee events very vividly and accurately through dreams, visions, or feelings. A secret that's been kept from you will soon be revealed. This is a time of expressing yourself passionately in whatever you do. With persistence and steadiness, you'll attain your goal. Your intuition is heightened at this time, so pay close attention to your feelings and trust. Ooh, I love that. So let's come back to that statement. I just want to kind of scratch at it before. I don't know if I have before or not. Do not reveal too much about it until it's completed, or this may interfere with its achievement. So, number one, how many of you have been talked out of something that you really wanted to do? Right. So, sometimes we will share, oh, this is what I'm thinking of doing, or this is the project that I'm doing, or I'm thinking about moving, or I'm thinking about doing this. And then you get interference. People may mean well, but then, and then we kind of overthink, or that information gets in our head. Right. The other thing is energetically, I'm really good at protecting myself with energy, and I don't worry what people think or what energy, may be floating around me, but I protect myself from that. But, not everybody wishes you well. So that's another reason why, to keep your private stuff private, it is very important. It is very, very important. We also base our value, or our self-worth based on what other people think. And we struggle often enough with, can I do it? Am I strong enough? Is this going to work out for me? We struggle enough with that, right? So and it's your personal journey, and it's your personal experience, and it's your connection to spirit. If we go outside of that too much, it kind of brings in like a static into that, and then we start to overthink, and then we start to have fear, and then we start to hold ourselves back. I always come to myself first, and I always sit in that for a long time, and I don't share openly until I am okay in my decision making, um because the interference can really impact us, and then you see we get repeat lessons. Lana, my kitty mama asked if there were any messages from her dad. Kitty mama asked. Okay, I'm gonna scroll back up here. Kitty mama asked. Kitty mama, are you getting any messages from me? I feel there might be two. Okay, let me see what else is there. All right, so I'm just gonna have a tap in there to your dad. I just needed a moment to kind of pivot. Um, Few things here for some validation there, Kitty Mama. If you can just kind of tap and tune in. I'm seeing the number 4. So the month of April, or you want a 4, or the 4th of any month. He's holding the number 4 up. I also feel like I've got to talk about the month of October, significant anniversary, birthday, or passing, or the number 10. I also feel like I have to acknowledge that he heard the goodbye. So either there wasn't a chance to say goodbye, or somebody didn't get a chance to say goodbye, but I've heard the goodbye. And I also feel like I have to acknowledge that I'm hearing you now. And I feel very deeply that I've got he's encouraging you to continue the connection now. There's this whole thing about I'm hearing you and I'm with you, and just kind of allow that to come fully in. So I don't know if you've been struggling with allowing that to come in a little, because I feel like it's being pushed. So when spirit pushes me for that allowing, it's huge. Like it's just like I'm trying really hard, and just kind of like, I don't want to say don't overthink it, but just kind of allow it. His birthday was December 4th. Perfect. I also have to talk. Hello. I said hello, Kitty. Sorry, Kitty Mama. There's something with October or the number 10, because I can't lean out of that at all. And I'm also sitting down by the water, and I'm also really aware of my chest. There's also a father figure with him. So is his father passed? There's a father energy with him that's standing right beside him. I also feel like I got to acknowledge all the healing. There's been a lot of healing that's been done. So and I feel like it's more between like old stuff, old family stuff. Like there's something there with a lot of healing that's been done. He keeps putting me by the water, Kitty. So why is he? Oh, literally keeps picking me up and moving me by the water. So either you or him connect to the water. There's something significant there. I also have to talk about. Sorry, I had said that I have a look. I feel like I feel like it's I don't feel it as I definitely do. Okay, perfect. So Kitty Mama, I'm not sure. I don't think it's a fireplace mantle, but I see like this long piece of wood, and it's but I feel like it's attached to a wall, like a really long shelf, and it feels like a natural wood thing. What's he showing me there with the wood? It has, like it's like a big charcuterie board, only it's mounted, if that kind of makes sense there. Um So do you have anything like that? And it feels quite polished. So, like, it feels like a polished shelf. Like, it almost has that laminated look to it. What's he showing me on that? I'll give you a moment to answer that. Do you have like a longer shelf? But it's only one piece. I don't see like a dresser. I don't see like a table end to it. What's he trying to show me there? I'll give you a moment to answer that. I feel like there's also three items on it, and I can't count past the third one. So there's something there at the third one. I'll give you a moment to answer that before I log off because I do have to get going. I do have to get going. With a little bit of a dusting of a snow, the first one, the people are learning to drive in it, so I can't hold off too much. I'm not sure. I'm gonna let you think about that. I'll be back on Monday and you can bring me back, but it feels like this. It's attached to a wall, so I don't see anything underneath it. So I'll let you think about that. I'm also smelling wood. So is there something with woodworking in the family? Let me ask you that. I'll give you that to kind of ponder. There's also something with the number three. So the month of March is significant anniversary, birthday, or passing. The number three is holding up as well. We'll give her a moment. I'm gonna have to get every green light to get to work on time. All right, Kitty Mama, you are welcome to join us back here on Monday if you're able. He's not moving that piece of wood. It's kind of He died in March. Okay, so what I do, Kitty Mama, is when either I'm not understanding what he's showing me or you're not resonating with something that I'm saying, I always ask Spirit to give me something to let me know that I'm connecting to what he's showing me. So I did that, and he gave me the month of March. So I just kind of like give that piece of wood. Don't overthink it. Just kind of remember that I said it, and it's like a polished piece of wood. So, and I can't place it at a fireplace. I get a hard no on that. So there's something there. Okay. So just kind of let that no, that's too much of a stretch for me. It's attached to a wall. So just kind of have a think for a moment. And is there a Brian or Brad? Where's the B name? I'll give her a moment. He's relentless with this piece of wood. Again, I chuckle because he's like he won't move it for me. So I'll sometimes when they're showing it to me, and I just trust it. Right? He gave me too much to not to when I say not trust it to not understand that I understand what he's showing me because he gave me his birth month that he died. So that's too big of what that is of what he's showing me. So and it's polished, but I feel like I keep counting like the three. There's something there. I'll let you have a think on that. Okay. As always, you guys. He did ski. Okay, that's interesting. With a ski, so I don't ski, so my apologies. Is there three things on a ski? Because like I count three. I'm counting a three. So I'll let you have a think on that. Um, as always, you guys. This group has been my only steady support force other than my angels and guides. I'm so grateful. I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided day. Much love, you guys. I'll see you Monday morning with the energy update. Take good care.